Fire. It has always been around, and over time, humans have managed to harness it. We have taken fire and used it to cook and provide warmth. Fire evolved into lamps and lights, illuminating our dark world. This is the evolution of fire, which is a lot like the theory of evolution. In 1831, Charles Darwin went on an expedition to several continents. Here, he observed multiple life species, fossils, and sketches. He observed similarities in the sloth and Milodon, which he assumed were not a coincidence. He also viewed tortoises on different islands that had different features. One-sided tortoises had long necks and lived in areas with drier climate, while the tortoises on the other island had short necks but lived near more vegetation. He read the works of Malthus, which helped him piece together his works. He spent 20 years refining his works to make sure he had solid evidence. In 1859, he published his book on the evolution of species. But what exactly is evolution? Evolution, in the eyes of biology, is any change in the heritable traits in a population across generations. To start, all living things can reproduce, from single-cell organisms to blue whales to the tree in your backyard. For this purpose of the video, we will be looking at animals specifically. This happens from the reproduction of animals. Say, a single-cell amoeba reproduces. When this does, it copies its DNA and splits itself in two. Then both of the amoeba reform and become new amoeba. But when this happens, sometimes small errors or changes to the code of the DNA can happen. This is called a genetic mutation. This changes the appearance of the animal or can even change the way it lives. For example, this can cause a bird to have a sharper beak or larger wings. This process happens with all other animals. A mutation causes an animal to live differently, and if that mutation still allows the animal to continue living to reproduction, then it will be passed on. Then, the next generation of animals will pass on the DNA that had the mutation, and it goes on and on. This creates the evolution. That is the survival of the fittest, not the strongest or fastest, but who is the ablest to live long enough to reproduce with mutation. The heritable trait changes and then is passed on. We can use evolution to our advantage by passing laws based off what evolution has taught us, and to help us understand how disease or animals change into different strands of life that they are now. We can take this information and put it to greater science, unbeknownst to us now. We will learn more and use that to succeed. We don't know where we will go, but evolution will be with us when we get there.